7, 8, 9. Oh, hit the cord. Live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to beautiful Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, as the Pittsfield Suns get ready to take FCBL action against the visiting Worcester Bravehearts. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching and listening in, joining us along the ride. My name is Billy Madewell. Alongside me, as always, we have Steve O'Brien Jr. to my left, Colin Quinn to my right. Gentlemen, Pittsfield Suns again proving their historic and notorious ways of being a streaky ball team. With this now, however, they have lost 2 in a row.
That's right, 2 in a row in the loss column. Started off 4 wins, then they lost 4, then they won 4, and now they are on the road to a losing streak of 2. But they get to see the Worcester Bravehearts here, and they've had a lot of good battles against the Bravehearts so far. This will be the 5th meeting already of this season, the 3rd right here at Wacona Park.
I think what the Suns need to be able to do to get back to their winning ways and to ensure that this is only a 2-game losing streak is they need to start getting contributions up and down the lineup. That was a hallmark of some of the games that we called where they were able to put together those winning streaks. It was a different guy every night. It was Coley, it was Peterson, it was Fernandez, it was Kalumovic hitting 384 or something ridiculous like that. They have a lot of depth on this team. They have a lot of good starting pitching. They've got a lot of guys that can play a lot of different positions around the diamond. I think we need to see a top-to-bottom team win tonight if the Suns are going to avoid losing 3 straight.
Right now, as you see, there's a meeting at home plate, meeting of the managers. At home plate, you'll be calling balls and strikes, returning once more. It looks like it will be a staple here at Wacona Park this season. Khalid Rodriguez, and on the bases, making his Wacona Park debut. On the base paths, calling for 2nd and 3rd, there'll be Bill Pompa. And the right-handed batter's box, you have Matt Gibbon, skipper for the Pittsfield Suns. In the left-handed batter's box, you have Alex Deon, the head coach for the Worcester Bravehearts. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have an interview with a catcher. But a DH for today, that will be Jackson Peterson. Rather, first baseman, Jackson Peterson. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball, and the pregame show for the Pittsfield Suns on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. You got Twitter? Thank you. Yeah. Welcome back to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. It is still pregame, and right before the teams are announced, we're going to give a quick trip around the FCBL.
Thank you very much, Billy. Taking a look at FCBL action from yesterday, the Worcester Bravehearts beat the Bristol Blues 6-3. Worcester collected only 4 hits on those 6 runs. Bristol, meanwhile, with 12 hits, only able to produce 3 runs. Worcester had home runs from P.J. Berry, Nicholas Martin. Worcester improves to 6-7. Bristol falls to 5-10 following the loss. The Nashua Silver Knights beat the Brockton Rocks 10-2. Nashua collected 10 hits, 5 runs in the 5th inning, 4 in the 6th. It's their 4th consecutive win, bringing them up to 8-8, even 500. Brockton, meanwhile, has lost back-to-back games. They're now 10-7. The North Shore Navigators beat your Pittsfield Suns. Logan Bravo with his 3rd home run of the year there for North Shore. For Pittsfield, Bryce Osmond collected his first hit as a Pittsfield Sun. It's a triple. Jackson Peterson, as you heard, was 3 for 3, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, and the 1 player of the night. North Shore team to beat in the FCBL. They're 10-4. Pittsfield falls to 9-6. Looking at tonight's action, it's going to be your Pittsfield Suns versus the Worcester Bravehearts. That's set to go in just a few minutes. The Brockton Rocks and Westfield Starfires are playing in Westfield. That game also set to start any moment now. North Shore Navigators take on the Bristol Blues at 7 p.m. That's tonight's action. And one quick look at the FCBL standings. North Shore team, they're 10-4 on top of the league. Pittsfield 9-6, Brockton 10-7, both a game and a half back. Pittsfield taking the tiebreaker there by virtue of a better winning percentage. Nashua is now breaking 500. They're 8-8 and have won 4 in a row. Worcester 6-7, Bristol 5-10, and Westfield. The Westfield Starfires rounding up the league at 5-11. That is your look around the FCBL.
And we are going to continue this, and we're going to give starting lineups once we have everything set. Right now, they are announcing the players onto the field, but before we announce the starting lineups for the teams, I want to get an ideology from the both of you on what is more or less, not maybe 2 things if it comes to mind, but really the most important thing that these Suns needs to do, that they need to get back into the win column, is a hitting, pitching, running, defense, what have you.
For me, it's the pitching. I mean, we saw it last game, the bullpen really just fall apart. And yesterday, it was a good bullpen. And today, it just needs to be even better. They've seen this Worcester Bravehearts team, like I mentioned. This is going to be the 5th time already. So they've got to be accustomed to Worcester by now. So if the bullpen is together and the defense can hold their ground, then I think the Pittsfield Suns are going to be just fine.
We're going to listen in for the national anthem. You've been listening to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. For the playing of the national anthem, ladies and gentlemen, we are all set for Pittsfield Suns baseball. Now we're going to give you the starting lineup for the visiting Worcester Bravehearts.
Taking a look at the visiting Worcester Bravehearts lineup, they will go as follows. Leading off will be the second baseman, number 1, Mariano Ricciardi. At shortstop is number 8, Ben McNeil. The left fielder batting third is number 15, Jacob Sessa. In the 4th spot is the first baseman, number 34, Mark Uccelli. The catcher today batting 5th is number 16, Ben Rice. In the 7th spot is number 12, Aiden Wild. He'll bat at third base. Paul Komalos is the DH, number 29. And we have Joseph Pesci in right field. He'll bat 8th. He's number 18. And Idelson Tavares is the center fielder, number 17, rounding out the order. And pitching for the Worcester Bravehearts today is number 9, Evan Moore.
Pittsfield Suns are going to have right-handed hurler Mike Noki on the mound in one start. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, both unearned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He got the victory and holds a 0.00 ERA.
Taking a look at the defensive alignment for the Suns this evening, Andrew Fernandez will be behind the plate catching Mike Noki. From third to first, Beckett, Osmond, Berry, Peterson, and left to right across the outfield, Cooney, Tranquil, and Hughes. That is the defensive alignment for your Pittsfield Suns.
Outfield dimensions at Wacona Park come as follows: 310 down the left field line, 377 in straightaway left, 374 in dead center, 403 the power alley. Deepest part of the ballpark sits in right center field, and on the right field line, 305. And while Colin gave his analysis for what the Pittsfield Suns need to do, now Steve will go to your analysis of what the Suns need to do.
Well, I think you guys talked about it a little bit in terms of starting pitching. This is Noki's second appearance of the year. 5 innings, again, as you said, Billy, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, which is good, 2 runs allowed, not too bad. No, none of them earned, not too bad at all. Got the win. So, you know, sometimes you'll see this happen in other sports, especially, I've heard it in hockey, where you have your goalie who is maybe the closest equivalent to a pitcher in baseball, has to steal you a game sometimes. I think tonight, Noki may need to steal them a game to get them out of this slump that they're in.
So the Pittsfield Suns with Noki. And the first pitch of tonight's contest is a hot shot into left field. And that is Mariano Ricciardi, and that's really not too much of a surprise coming from the second-year player for Worcester. Mariano Ricciardi getting this ballgame started at 6:32 with a hot shot seeing eye single to left.
Well, he's the second best hitter on the roster, 317 and 41 at-bats. He's collected 13 hits in that time. He's one of their best players, and it's no surprise to see him lead off the game.
So second baseman number 1, Mariano Ricciardi, sits on first, and the next pitch is called strike to the shortstop number 8, Ben McNeil. For McNeil, in only 4 games played, he is square rooting 16 in his hitting. He's 4 for 16, no homers, 1 RBI, 1 walk to 4 strikeouts. Next pitch, that one drops low. Good block there from Fernandez. 1 ball, 1 strike. For as speedy and pure contact of a baseball player is Mariano Ricciardi, at this point in time, he has not recorded a stolen base, nor has he been caught stealing. He has not attempted. 1-1. That one is cut foul. Will now be 1-2 here for the second-year man for the Suns, Mike Noki. Noki will take a peek over at first. He remembers Ricciardi from last summer. And the 1-2. That one's popped high in the air. This one to shallow center. Second baseman there, Barry, going to call out Tranquil, and he will make the catch in shallow center for the first out of the ballgame. Now this is going to bring up Ben McNeil. After the pop-up, now the left fielder, number 15, Jacob Sessa, will bat from the left-hand side. Sessa leads the team in hitting. 357 batter in 13 games played. He's got a homer and 8 RBI. Pitches outside, 1-0. He's got 4 walks, 5 if you kind of hit by pitch, 1 strikeout on the season, and 42 at-bats.
He's been one of the best for the Bravehearts this season.
That one right to second base. Good scoop there by Barry at second, but the throw is offline. I'll go down as a fielder's choice error. Great job of fielding, but Barry, I think, just rushed it. Really want to get the double play there. Not allowing for the front out to be recorded instead. So, again, it'll be a fielder's choice, E4. Here comes the first baseman, number 5, Mac Chelly. Pitch. One misses outside. Count is 1-0 as Mac Chelly is the big bat for the Bravehearts. 267 batter. No homers yet and an RBI. He's only played in 4 games. He's 4 for 15. Has a big cut and miss there. Brings it even to 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone with 2 men on early in the ball game. It is the Worcester Bravehearts currently threatening in the top of the first against the Pittsfield Suns. Here's a pitch. That one another cut, but this one does make contact. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Noki was a closer for the Suns in 2018 and had his best season at Babson this past season. 10 appearances, 9 starts, went 3-2, a 3.47 ERA. 46 2/3 innings pitched, 45 strikeouts. He only has 1 strikeout per inning. Gave up 13 walks. His best game in 2019 was a win, 8 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. 1-2. Another cut and miss for strike 3. Down goes Chelly. And that'll be the second out of the inning, bringing up the catcher number 16, Ben Rice. As Rice is only played in 3 games, he's batting 3 for 10 with a walk and a strikeout.
Most important thing for me for Noki is in his first season, his ERA was 5.25 at Babs, and then he brought it down to 4.58 in his sophomore season, and this past season was 3.47. So
late swing and miss, blown by with a fastball.
Significant improvement from Noki through his first 3 seasons.
Well, if I remember correctly, from early in the season, our intrepid manager, Matt Gedman, sort of echoed that statement. Guys get better as they get more experience, especially at this level.
A step-off motion, breaking the contact with the rubber. For Noki, you're going to have to watch the breaking ball, not the changeup, but the curve and slide action from him, especially against lefties. The 0-1, that one a chopper pass there. Great grab there from Beckett. He's going to have no play, however, and that's going to be a rob of a single, a rob of an RBI, rather. So that's going to go down as a fielder's choice.
That's at least scores 1 run, maybe even 2. Well done there by Taylor Beckett, even get that ball on a diving play over there at third.
Absolutely phenomenal play by Beckett. That has, just as you said, that saves a run, if not 2.
Their baseman number 12, Eden Wild, with now the bases loaded. Wild only 5 games played, 2 for 15, no homers, 1 RBI, as a golf check swing and a miss makes it 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That one swung on, and I think that one got a piece of Kali Rodriguez there. Yes, it did. You can see he's in some obvious pain. That one surely stung. Count is 0-2. More backstory on Noki. He played in a team-leading 18 games as a reliever. 25 innings collectively, 18 hits, 10 runs, 8 of them earned, 14 walks to 31 strikeouts, went 2-2 with 3 saves at a 2.88 ERA. He was, I believe, 4th on the team, rather 5th on the team in strikeouts as a reliever. Count is 0-2. Khalid Rodriguez has collected himself. Looks like he's all right. Here's a pitch. High pop-up. Headed towards Peterson over at first. It may run out of room. And he does so as that one hits the roof of the grandstand.
sort of a defensive type of swing there from Aiden Wild. Just want to make contact with it, push it anywhere.
The 0-2 called strike 3 and absolutely froze Wild with that pitch, and a fantastic performance there from Noki, getting out of the bases loaded jam with no runs across the board off of 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 men left. We now head to the bottom half and the home half here in the first, as there's no score between the Bravehearts and the Suns. And now we'll give you the starting lineup for your Pittsfield Suns.
For your Pittsfield Suns, leading off will be the center fielder, number 36, Caden Trenkle. The designated hitter follows is number 27, Matt Malcolm. Jackson Peterson will be at first base. He's in the 3-hole. At third base is Taylor Beckett. Just made that nice run-stopping save at third base. He bats fourth. Connor Berry is at second. He bats fifth. Dom Hughes is the right fielder today. He's in the 6th hole. Bryce Osmond just got his first hit yesterday as a Pittsfield Suns member. Bats 7th. He is at shortstop. Andrew Fernandez is behind the plate. He bats 8th. And in left field today, rounding out the order for the Pittsfield Suns, is number 7, Jack Cooney. They'll be facing off against the right-handed hurler, Evan Moore, for the Worcester Bravehearts.
And for Evan Moore, again, we've already mentioned that he is making his Bravehearts debut. I believe, Colin, you said that during pregame festivities. But also off air, quite notable here, and very aggressive. Beginning of this ballgame, first pitch swinging is Mariano Ricciardi. You said he was 1 for 12 in a bit of a slump. And coming from a pure contact hitter and a speedster such as Mariano Ricciardi and his caliber as a player, very aggressive with a very first swing and very first pitch of the ballgame. So that's good for Ricciardi to get out of a slump, and now Pittsfield Suns able to defend, again, leaving the bases loaded. Suns coming out in their home white uniforms. Black Suns edged out in yellow on the front, red numbers on the left abdomen. Black numbers edged out in yellow on the back. White pants with a black and yellow trim down the side. Red cap, black brim with the Suns P logo. As for the Worcester Bravehearts, they're coming out in their road navy uniforms, where the shoulder is traced in a white outline with a gray underarm. White Worcester embroidered with a lime green. White numbers on the front and back, on the front left abdomen. Also last names also in white. Gray pants with a navy trim down the side. Navy cap, navy brim. And the Worcester Bravehearts W logo. Suns now going to bring up center fielder number 36, Caden Trenkle. Trenkle on the season at this point in time. 2 games played, he's 3 for 11. That's 273. He'll take a pitch, however.
Taking a look at the defensive alignment this afternoon for the Worcester Bravehearts. Ben Rice is behind the plate catching this afternoon for Evan Moore. Wild, McNeil, Ricciardi, and Shelley, third to first, and across the outfield left to right, Sessa, Tavares, and Pesci.
Looked like an off-speed pitch there from Moore as it clipped in lower outside quadrant for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kicking and dealing as this one is too far inside and also dips down with a knuckle-like motion. We'll now bring it to 2-1.
For Evan Moore, he's about 6'2", 180. He's a Boston College University commit.
2-1 well outside, 3-1.
Has a fastball that goes about 90 miles an hour, ranges from 87 to 90. Also has a curveball at about 76 miles an hour and features a changeup at 83 miles per hour.
The typical 3 amigos for any pitcher. Fast curve change. 3-1. That one is a change, and that gets in there. 3-2 is the count as it is full. Here's a payoff. High fly ball deep to left. Going back here is Sessa, but he will settle underneath it and collect the first out of the inning. I also bring up the DH number 27, Matt Malcolm. Malcolm is leading the team in average and qualified batters. 9 games played. He is batting .371 with 2 homers, 7 RBI. 6 walks, 7 including hit by pitches, and he struck out 7 times. For a catcher, he's got speedy legs. He does not have catcher's legs. He's 2 for 3 in stolen base attempts. Making contact, but the opposite way it should be, is a foul ball off the bat of Malcolm, 0-1. The 0-1. That one misses high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike from Malcolm. And as Steve has pointed out numerous times, a traditional catcher, a Jorge Posada-esque style when it comes to batting. Not with a swing and miss, but without the batting gloves going barehanded. Count is 1-2. That's something we don't see any day. I saw a knuckle-esque motion from Moore, which is a lost art, and then no batting gloves. That one hits the kneecaps and then bounces about 10 feet in the air. If there's anything close to a knuckleball these days, it is the knuckle curve.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen a true knuckleball pitcher, especially at the MLB level.
Here's a 2-2. High fly ball deep to left. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 1-0. Absolutely smoked. And that is a big hit there for Matt Malcolm with his 3rd jack of the season. This one a solo shot, and the Pittsfield Suns lead it 1-0.
Phenomenal swing by Malcolm. Great way to get the game started. You can see why he's one of the best hitters on the team. He hits for average. He hits for power. Phenomenal guy to have batting second. Designated hitter for sure.
Go to the hit and designated hitter, and well, he designated that one for beyond the left field bullpen. This is now going to bring up the first baseman, number 13, Jackson Peterson, who he is now tied for the team lead in home runs with Matt Malcolm, fellow catcher. Peterson in 10 games is batting .282 with 3 homers, 11 RBI, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. His 2 sac flies that he has recorded on the season were yesterday. He went 3 for 3. 2 doubles, 2 sac flies. As the pitch is low, it's 1-0 for Evan Moore, who deals the 1-0. That one fouled off of Peterson. Now 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A run on the board for the only hit for the Suns thus far. Again, it's early in the first. Suns lead 1-0. Moore settles. 1-1. That one almost got a piece there of Moore on the curveball. Will make it now 2-1.
After that home run that Matt Malcolm hit, he kind of just stared at it for a second and took his jogger on the bases. He knew it right away.
2-1. That one fouled off, now 2-2. I think we all knew it right away because that one clearly was going to have the distance. That one nearly going, I'd say about, I had to measure guessing just by the outfield dimensions and how aware I am of them. I would say that one probably went around anywhere from, oh boy, it's real tough. I'm going to say about 385, 395, somewhere around there.
Pretty close.
Wind up for Moore and the 2-2. Well outside, and the count is full at 3-2. I'm not going to say what, but it hasn't happened yet. But I will tell you when it does happen, whether it's this game, whether it's the last game of the season. It may happen because it is baseball, but again, I'll let you know. Payoff is called strike 3 as Peterson was in the throwing motion of throwing his bat towards the Pittsfield Suns dugout on the 3rd baseline, but he will accompany his bat as a +1 on the called strike 3 on the inside corner. We'll bring up 3rd baseman number 28, Taylor Beckett. Beckett on the season, he's only played 1 game. He's 0 for 4 with an RBI, 3 strikeouts. That RBI came off a sac fly. Pitch, that one misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Now again, the 1-0. Just missing the outside corner. 2 balls, no strikes here to Taylor Beckett. This one is absolutely drilled foul. And thank goodness for that protective netting. Line up for Moore in the 2-1. Runs inside, trying to hold that one and hold the spot was Rice to no avail. Here's the 3-1. Holding all the way as this one was about eye level, which is good for him to see first base. Here comes the second baseman, number 43, Connor Berry. Berry is leading the team in unqualified batters. Only 2 games played. He's 3 for 8. With a run scored, no homers, no RBI, a walk, a strikeout. Showed great range there in the top half of the first. Just threw it away off the glove of Osmond, the shortstop. He tried to rush a double play ball that needed to go as a fielder's choice, which it did, but also accompanied with an error. Pitch that misses upstairs there for Berry. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 gone, and a man on first. Average size lead there for Beckett, now extending. The 1-0 hits the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 men gone. This one is golfed off the pitcher's glove, and it goes out into center field. Rounding second here is going to be Berry. He will be in there. So now it's first and third.
It's a good piece of hitting there by Connor Berry. Ball was able to sneak by the pitcher Moore and get right up the middle in center field for a nice base hit. Now you got runners on the corners here for Dom Hughes.
Good opportunistic base running by Taylor Beckett. He saw that one all the way, saw that the center fielder wasn't going to be able to make a play on it. It was hit soft enough, and he was able to take that turn in stride and make the third.
So now I'll bring up a left-handed hitting right fielder, number 34, Dom Hughes, with runners on first and third as the Suns continue to threaten. Hughes looking for it offensively to get it back and going. First pitch is dead center, called strike. Hughes is batting only 188 in 13 games played. That's 9 for 48. With a homer, 3 RBI, 8 walks to 8 strikeouts. It's 2 for 5 in stolen base attempts. Pitch, that one misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yesterday played in the game against the Navigators to Dom Hughes. Went over 3, but did record 3 runs. That was all thanks to Jackson Peterson.
Moore will finally set from the stretch. The 1-1 runs letter high. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 gone as a solo shot by Matt Malcolm, an absolute no-doubter, out of the ballpark beyond left field. And the Suns continue to threaten with runners on first and third. Pitch, that one runs a bit tight there. It is now 3-1.
Good patience so far this inning by the Suns. Moore having some trouble locating his pitches, and the Suns are running these counts as high as they can. Not necessarily a factor now, but maybe so as the game goes on.
3-1 holding all the way. Does receive, called strike 2. And now you will see Connor Berry over on first. He will be off with a pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. He is forced. But still, it is Chelly holding the runner on. Runner goes, and the payoff. High fly ball down left field line, but that will shake foul and out of play. Actually goes on top of the batting cage, and someone's able to rip the netting and force that one out. More sets from the stretch. Again, off with a pitch there, as this one is a defensive swing foul. Remains 3-2. A lot of pitches early here for Evan Moore, to the tune of 32, 16 strikes, 16 balls. He's even.
It's a long first inning.
This one misses outside, and that will walk him. Now he is over on the balls and strikes ratio. He's over on the balls. Time is going to be called here as the bases are loaded. How fitting that the Bravehearts had the bases loaded in the top half, and now the Pittsfield Suns, to go to boot with a home run, they have the bases loaded here.
kind of got to feel a little bit for Evan Moore here, making his first start for the Worcester Bravehearts, and doesn't really have has no college experience whatsoever. So he's kind of facing these D1, D2, D3 kids for the very first time. So struggling a bit.
And for this Pittsfield Suns team, who is absolutely a monster team when it comes to hitting, you're really, for lack of a better phrase, throwing them to the wolves. Really, this is just basically, hey kid, here's the ball, have at them.
Up and down the lineup, these Suns are vicious with the bat. 5 players batting over 300, 4 of them qualified batters, not to mention Fernandez and Cooney batting 273. Not too shabby themselves.
Actually, the Pittsfield Suns, I believe, if I can find this correctly, they're the second best hitting team in the league, batting 263 as a squad.
I believe that.
High fly ball deep to left center field. Does he have it? Does he have a chance? Yes, he does! The shortstop, number 40, the prospect, Bryce Osmond, with the first grand slam of the season, bolts this one over the manual scoreboard, and they tack on all the runs. It is 5-0, and the Pittsfield Suns now have a commanding 5-0 lead, and it is still the first inning.
Well, took a minute to get warmed up. I think he's here now. Bryce Osmond with a monster shot. Straight away, left center. Phenomenal piece of hitting. Welcome to the team, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's special on the deli is salami. This will now bring up the catcher number 8, Andrew Fernandez, who's going to try to reiterate the point of the offense for the Suns. He will see a pitch high, 1-0. Fernandez, 9 games played, 273 batter, no homers, 3 RBI. As this one is fouled over our heads. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. And that could not have come for a better time for the Suns and for Bryce Osmond. Really struggled out of the gate to really get his hitting going. Finally did with a triple yesterday. And now his second hit, before he can even hit a single, is a grand slam.
How much fun has this got to be for Mike Noki? He's sitting in the Suns dugout watching his team put up a 5 spot in the first inning.
Evan Moore with the next pitch. This one a looper. This one will dunk down for a base hit. Rounding first here is Fernandez, but he will hold up with just a single.
Andrew Fernandez really starting to turn it on here in the last couple of games. Started off slow, but we've been watching him quite closely and been able to put the bat to the ball a lot recently, and his average is jumping up.
In the first inning, the Suns will now bat around with the left fielder number 7, Jack Cooney, the Pittsfield native. We'll see a first pitch called strike. Cooney batting 273 in 11 games played. No homers, 2 RBI, 12 walks to 3 strikeouts. He sees the ball well at the plate. Swing and miss. Did not see that pitch well. And the count is now 0-2.
It's easy to get lost on a roster with so many good hitters, but Fernandez has been a sneaky good bat the last few games.
The 0-2 cut on a miss for strike 3. A rare strikeout for Cooney, but the Suns bat around in the first. They spot a 5-er in the first off of 4 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. And that completes the first inning as the Pittsfield Suns lead by a score of 5-0 against the Worcester Bravehearts. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
I like to see, boys.
I definitely had the hype, but I wasn't sure if I had the carry, and it just eked over.
I hear you. I didn't think it was necessarily gone off the crack either. That was the Malcolm one was a shot, but
Well, so was that.
oh, it was. But
Yeah,
the Malcolm one was a no doubter.
Well, yeah, because the left field makes it easier.
Is that Shalikas out there catching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My man.
Jesus H. I knew this kid was something special, but he just needed to get it through.
Yeah, right.
What'd you put on Twitter? I didn't see.
I don't know. I just how about another grand slam?
How about another?
Because I said
I'll look
and
at
we're
it.
off in a home run.
We head to the top of the second, but a whole lot of scoring for the Suns in the first. 2 homers, 1 off the bat there for the Pittsfield Suns of Matt Malcolm, and then it is Bryce Osmond with a grand slam. And I'll now bring up the bottom of the order for the Worcester Bravehearts. Lefty hitting DH, number 29, Paul Comolos. Comolos on the season. Currently batting after 9 games, 189, only 7 for 37, a homer, 4 RBI. 2 walks to 13 strikeouts as this one's to Osmond on a humpback line drive for the line out to short.
Osmond got a really good read on that really quickly, backpedaled, and made that catch. Not an easy play, but he made it look quite easy.
Right fielder number 18, Joe Pesci. Yes, Joe Pesci, not that Joe
Right?
Pesci. We have to reiterate this in year
I
2.
said that myself, dude.
Pesci, 2 games played, but 0 for 3 collectively. First pitch he misses. Count is 1-0.
On the topic of players sounding like famous people.
The 1-0 is to the pitcher. Good backhand stab there from Nokia. Throw to first in time, and there's 2 gone.
I had the pleasure of calling a game with a Jimmy Fallon a couple of years ago.
Dave Matthews, a
Nice.
former Pittsfield Sun player.
Very nice.
Center fielder number 17, Idelson Tavares, will bat in from the left-hand side and be the final batter to step up to the dish for the first time. First pitch runs in, also low, 1-0. Tavares, 7 games played, is only 3 for 19, 158. No homers, an RBI, 2 walks, 1-1, and 4 strikeouts as this one is lifted into right center field, fielded by the center fielder Trinkle, and there is a runner on.
Even though you're struggling like Tavares was, just 3 for his last 19. I mean, any game you can turn it around and starts off with a single here.
So Nokia has 2 men gone, runner on first. The leadoff hitter Ricciardi will see a first pitch just below the knees and count 1 ball, no strikes.
Same goes for Ariano Ricciardi. We mentioned he was 1 for his last.
Tavares goes as this one, the hit and run is on it. Oh boy, that one hit the lip of the top of the roof of the grandstand and somehow came back and play. Hit and run is on, and it's now rewound. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 men gone. 2 for 3 on the season is Tavares, who's taken a healthy lead over on first. 1-1. This is high and away and a semi-pitch out. Big lead there for Tavares. Runner does go again. The 2-1 is low. The throw over to second is a bullet right on time. You could not have asked for a better throw. So the pitch was low, caught stealing 2-4. And that is going to end the inning as no runs come aboard after 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. We now head through 1.5 to the bottom of the second. Suns lead it by a score of 5-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball and the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Love it.
I love how this catching core is.
Oh, dude. I'm going to talk about it next inning for sure.
They're 2, 3, and 5 in the team when it comes to hitting.
Really?
Qualified batters.
Wow.
Whom if it qualifies. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien Jr., Colin Quinn on the call. Beginning the bottom of the second with the first pitch ball, 1-0 to the center fielder number 36, Caden Schenkel for the hometown Pittsfield Suns, facing the visiting Worcester Bravehearts in a 5-0 baseball game. This one dips in the dirt for a ball. The count is now 2-0.
It's funny, Caden Trinkle led off the bottom of the first inning with a fly out to left field, but the Suns were able to get 5 runs on 4 hits.
Here's the 2-0. That one misses, blowing away. Now 3-0. Holding dead red all the way here would be Trinkle, or at least would be in his benefit. To get more pitches out of Moore, let's see a free pitch. 3-0, called strike. Just barely nipping the outside corner.
A lot to like in that previous happening from the Suns. Nice settle down inning by Noki after a little bit of a shaky start.
3-1, a high fly ball into straightaway center. Tavares will sit underneath and will collect the can of corn for the first out of the inning.
And an absolute dart from Andrew Fernandez to catch the runner, stealing to end the inning. How good has this? I know, Billy, you were going to talk about it in terms of batting average, but just in terms of defensive percentage, in terms of runners caught stealing, how great has this catching core of Matt Malcolm, Andrew Fernandez, and Jackson Peterson been this year?
The DH Matt Malcolm with the home run last time up. It is Malcolm, Peterson, and Fernandez who are second, third, and fifth in the team in average. You have 3 catchers on the roster, all of them in the top 5 of your team in qualified batters. Absolute gem. And then you have the defensive prowess of all 3 of those gentlemen, really held down and anchored by Andrew Fernandez, who is an absolutely amazing blocker as a catcher. He's got a cannon of an arm, a dart throw, as you just said, back last half inning. The 0-1 misses outside, and it is 1 ball, 1 strike. It's hard to find areas for these 3 catchers to improve at, because it seems that they've been doing so well. There's really no need for them to improve. Just stay parts of the course, because what you're doing for par is other people's double par. Pitch does hit for a called strike, now 1-2.
Truly, man. If I had to pick one, and I'd love to not have to pick one, I would say Fernandez has eked out the best defensive catcher on the roster.
The 1-2, as this one is a check swing, fully swung, a sharply hit ground ball, a glove flip from Ricciardi as he continues to showboat and get away with it, of course, because he is such a great defenseman over at second. That'll go officially 4-3 with some theatrics. Boy, was that a beauty there from Ricciardi, the second time we've seen the glove flip here at Lacona Farm.
I was going to say, yeah, I think that's not the first time that we've seen one of those glove flips from him, but it just continues to amaze.
Left-handed hitting first baseman Jackson Peterson. Talked to him pregame. He struck out looking last time up. A big cut and miss. He tried to retake the lead of the home runs on the team that was just tied up last inning by Matt Malcolm. He says, no, I want that record all to myself. He's going to have to wait a bit. The 0-1. Runs high and tight with some chin music to Peterson. Now 1 ball, 1 strike.
You guys are absolutely right. What a guy to have on your roster in Ricciardi. Sort of draws a thought of.
Pitch does hit the outside corner. Go ahead.
any kind of player you'd see on a football or a hockey team where you say about them, you have to know where they are at all times. Anytime they're on the ice, anytime they're on the field, you have to know where they are.
1-2 as a grounder takes a weird hop there to Shelley. He'll take it himself for the final out of the inning.
He's that good.
That's going to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. It's a 1-2-3 inning that the Suns go down on. So through 2 full innings of play, it is 5-0. Suns lead the Bravehearts. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Sweet flip. That was fun.
Ricciardi, again, it's a good player.
So good.
Speedy, contact,
Defense.
glove.
The guy's unbelievable.
Oh my God. The guy had 89 and the little girl had 6. They put a speedometer, counts your steps on the head for headbanging. 6. Rigged. This kid's pop time, I swear.
Who, Fernandez?
Fernandez.
Oh, yeah. Awesome, dude. Just awesome.
Top of the third, Mariano Ricciardi will retake the batter's box with a fresh count. And the first pitch he sees is a called strike, 0-1. The 2-1 pitch was low to him last inning, but caught stealing over at second was Tavares. The pitch well high. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 as this one is swung on, foul back. Count is 1-2 here on Wacona Turns 100 t-shirt giveaway. This is the second out of 4 promotions that the Pittsfield Suns will be doing this season, being presented by Greylock Federal Credit Union and Greylock Insurance Agency. The pitch does miss outside. Good nerves there from Ricciardi. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. First game, June 12th for this giveaway. We'll get to in a minute. Pitch is low, 3-2. It was the Pittsfield Cubs. Today, the Pittsfield Red Sox. More than likely, you're going to see maybe a little bit of the Electrics, hopefully for a throwback. I would love to see that, but more than likely, you're going to see the Mets and the Astros. The Astros are now the Tri-City Valley Cats. 3-2 is shot foul, third base side on a slow roller.
Very cool promotion for anyone that fancies themselves a baseball history buff. I've seen the shirts. They are fresh.
They are. Look good. Payoff. Misses high and away to Ricciardi. So his size frame, again, he's, I believe, only about 5'6", 5'7", or 5'8". Not the tallest player, but this works in his benefit. Shortstop number 8, Ben McNeil, popped out to second his last time up in the first. (5'7". Here's the first pitch, and that's in there on the outer quadrant, or outer half of the plate. Called strike, 0-1. Going to give you a quick trip around the FCBL. More than likely this inning, if not next. Also give you a trip around the MLB. Short lead there for Ricciardi. Pitch, that one misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike. And a real smart play there from Ricciardi. A real show of respect there to Fernandez behind home plate. He knows the pop time from home plate to second. That one popped up in the shallow outfield between short, second, and center. And it's Tranquil calling everyone off. Tranquil would make the grab after losing his cap. Now this is going to bring up the left fielder, number 15, Jacob Sessa. Last time up, he grounded a ball to second. Great range from Barry. Tried to start a double play, threw it to second, but the throw was offline just off the glove of Osmond, resulting in a fielder's choice error. Throw over to first. Back in safely is Ricciardi. Try to have him nap in there was Noki. Again, remember how good of a player Ricciardi is from last season. This one, a high fly ball out to center. Tranquil is going to settle, camp, and collect the second out of the inning. First baseman, number 5, Mac Shelley. He struck out swinging his last time up.
On the bases, Mariano Ricciardi. Last season for the Worcester Bravehearts, he was 4 for 6 in stolen bases. So really not much of a threat to run, even though he's one of the shorter players on the team and probably has a good amount of speed.
Well, we've seen it at second base, that speed. We've seen the defensive gem with his glove, that is Mariano Ricciardi, and the pure contact hitter that he is as well. First pitch to Shelley is a changeup, called strike, and the count is 0-1. Ricciardi, not being lackadaisical, but he is starting to get his lead further up. Long hold here for Noki and a step off. The 0-1 is shot in between the pitcher and catcher, barehanded by Fernandez. Throw over to first in time, and that'll be the final out of the inning. Again, the defensive gem that is Fernandez increases this. That's a 2-3 put out. That ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left through 2.5 to the bottom of the third. It is 5-0. Suns lead the Bravehearts. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. I guarantee you we're going to have the Pittsfield Mets probably next. I really want there to be a throwback to the Electrics, was one of the very first teams. But Astros.
I want you to know, Billy, I punched a hornet that was coming through your head.
Was it coming from my head?
Yeah, it was. It was coming right at you, dude.
It was the South Park. He's coming right for us.
Yeah, right? He had a look in his eye. His very, very tiny eye. I've never seen this dog as well.
Even the staff can't find it.
Are there actually tickets in the bookstore? Lol.
Okay. Woo! Yeah, so many people are watching.
Oh,
43 now, but it was 44. I'm so impressed.
That's awesome, dude. I love that.
Bottom 3, and it'll be the middle of the order for the Suns. It'll be the third baseman, number 28, Taylor Beckett, who walked last time up and later scored a run, part of the 5-run inning for the Suns. That one is fouled back, 0-1. Suns jumped on Evan Moore early in the first, batting around, all 9 men coming up to the plate. But in the second, he settled down, retiring all 3 men in order. The 0-1. Hot shot over to second. Ricciardi will glove that, throw over to first, and that's in time for the first out of the inning. Well, we have some time. Quick tripper on the FCBL, as this is going to be Connor Berry, who singled and later scored, single to center.
taking a look at FCBL action. A whole lot of zeros up across the league, guys. Bottom of the first, North Shore and Bristol is scoreless. Top of the fourth, Brockton at Westfield also scoreless. And of course, your Pittsfield Suns are up 5-0 on the Worcester Bravehearts.
First pitch, that is a curveball that misses.
Taking a look at some MLB action. Mariners up 4-0 on the Royals. Bottom two, bottom one. Tigers up 2-0 on the Pirates.
Fouled off.
Phillies and Nats scoreless in the bottom of the first. Scoreless are the Angels and Blue Jays. Middle of the first. Scoreless are the Mets and Braves. Top of the first. Just going final, the Nats beat the Phillies 6-2.
That one does hit outside. 1-2 now to Barry.
The Reds beat the Astros 3-2. Yankees 12-1 over the Rays, as I'm sure you'll be happy to hear, Billy. CC Sabathia earning his 250th career win.
Pitch was low 2-2, and probably a first ballot Hall of Famer if I do say so myself. As this one is a seeing eye single right into right field there on the push single from Connor Berry, his second single of the ball game, bringing up the right fielder Dom Hughes, who walked in later score.
A's beat the Orioles 8-3, Padres 8-7 over the Brewers. Game still to come tonight. White Sox at Cubs, the battle of the Chi-Town. That's 8:05 first pitch. Indians at Rangers 8:05, 8:15 Marlins at Cardinals, 9:40 first pitch. Rockies at D-backs 10:10. Giants at the Dodgers. That's been your look around the league. Oh, excuse me. How did I forget? Red Sox at Twins 8:10.
And pitch is popped up in the air. Going to chase this one is Rice, and he will get tangled up with the netting. That'll go down as a foul ball, not in error. That one, he just got tangled up with the netting. As the ball just hit the netting before it could go into his glove, and it popped down after it hit the netting.
That has been your look around the league.
How good has Connor Berry been for this Pittsfield Suns team? He's now 2 for 2 tonight and 7 for 14 for the Pittsfield Suns, hitting .500. He's been really a bright spot.
Bright spot among bright spots.
This one is a line shot over to first, throw over to second for one, throw over to first, not in time. So that'll go down 3-6 for the fielder's choice, but the shortstop McNeil is asking for interference. Here's Bryce Osmond, a grand slam last time up, and now it is going to be Alex Leon who's going to come out and argue. Connor Berry did not slide into second. And they're going to converse here. Ali Rodriguez, Bill Pompa, asking for interference over at second. And now they're going to come in and bring in Matt Gedman, which is not good if you're the Suns. They're going to talk this one over with Gedman now, which by this will be a double play, it seems like. Otherwise, why would they be talking to Gedman about this?
Very strange. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Nobody knows the call either for the Worcester Bravehearts. They're all still on the field wondering.
I don't think they'd involve Gedman if they weren't leaning
Or switching the ball.
Yeah,
he did
a little.
Yeah, they're waving him off. There's no call that's been made official, but now they will. The runner is out due to interference. So Connor Berry with interference at short, that will officially go as a 3-6 double play. It'll be 6 unassisted that Dom Hughes is out due to the interference from Connor Berry on the base paths. So officially no runs off of one hit, no errors, and nobody left. We head through 3 to the top of the 4th. Suns still lead it over the Bravehearts by a score of 5-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Who's out?
I'm so glad that they got that call right. Six. He stutter stepped when he should have slid, and that was, to me, interference. I did not want to say anything.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah, to me, that was clear interference. Crazy.
I know.
He's an all-star.
He's unbelievable.
Now for the visiting Worcester Bravehearts, they sit in the top of the fourth. The catcher, Ben Rice, will see a first pitch that runs a bit high, maybe outside as well. It's 1-0 to the left-hand hitting catcher who grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up. A big cut and miss there now from Rice. And it's now 1-1.
He's trying to get some of those runs back right there.
That one just missing the outside corner. Fernandez trying to hold the spot, bring it in just a little bit, but not fooling Khalil Rodriguez. Count is 2-1. Noki with a fast-paced pitch, and that's swung on and missed. Now 2-2, and I do have to say that we'll get to that actually next batter. In between batters, as third baseman Eden Wild is on deck. He struck out looking to end the first. 2-1, runs high and tight. Now 3-2. One up from Noki, and the payoff. Hot shot right in and out of the glove there of Noki. He will flip over to first for a high-pressure out on a line shot to the pitcher. So it's a 1-3 put out. I do have to say this. When it comes to any sporting event, no matter who you cheer for, you want the calls to be right. And last half inning with the fielder's choice then overruled to a double play, I am happy to say that was the correct call looking at the playback. A stutter step and no slide into second, obstructing the throwing motion. And the first pitch, that one hits at the knees. It's called strike 0-1. It is nice to see a true call made, even if it's a detriment to the Suns. It's nice to see that the correct call was made regardless of which team you root for. The 0-1 is in and out of Fernandez's mitt, and that will deny the snow cone, which makes it 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone.
I agree with you, Billy. I think it's important to get calls right in any sort of sporting scenario. A lot of people opposed to replays,
Pitch swung on, 1-2.
Feel that, it adds time to the game and it's so boring. Well, you want to get the calls right. Just ask New Orleans Saints fans. Just ask Boston Bruins fans. It's important to get calls right, especially in high-pressure, important games.
The 1-2. Cut on a miss for strike 3. After the foul ball is grabbed by Fernandez, so a swinging strikeout. Now he has both ways of a strikeout, that being wild. And this is now going to bring up the DH, Comolos. He lined up to short on a lazy line drive to short last time up.
Hope he settled down really nicely here after a rough first inning, but calmed down since.
Pitch hits out of the zone, I should say.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Colin. I was just going to say that. He's settled down very nicely.
That one is dead center. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Facing only 4 batters in the previous 2 innings. Of course, the second inning ending on hot stealing. So Ricciardi being part of both of those innings.
The 1-1 is a bouncer, backhanded by Osmond. The throw over to first is high, but the tag is applied. There's a collision. The tag is applied, and right now just want to make sure that Comolos is all right. That was a hard collision over at first. The tag is applied. It was Peterson who checked on him. It looks like he's all right. He's walking off. The good news is he does not have to come out and play defense, as he is a DH, so he'll have some time to recover. But he is frustrated with the play, throwing his helmet. And obviously, if I were him, I'd be frustrated in the play because I just took a hit, and a big hit at that on a high throw.
Only to record an out, no less.
And saving the error was Peterson, so that's going to be a ground out on a one-hopper. Alex DeYoung talking with home plate umpire Kali Rodriguez. Hopefully talking about the last play and hopefully nothing more of it. Doesn't appear as such. A 1-2-3 inning. Down go the Bravehearts. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And we head through 3.5, and we're actually going to be staying here. And straight into the bottom of the 4th. Just because of that play, wanted to make sure that he was all right. And just as I say that, throw it on to second is on the very next warm-up pitch. So again, glad that Comolos is all right. Again, football is no longer played here at Wacona Park, but that was an absolute truck of a hit that he took because of the jump there from Peterson. He had to make the tag. He was in air. He could not change his course of location where he was. Unfortunately, had to go down as a hard hit. Shortstop Bryce Osmond and a grand slam back in the first on the very first pitch that he saw. Moore with the first pitch to him. This one is low. Check swing. Did he go? Bases umpire Bill Pompa says yes, he did. That'll be a swinging strike, 0-1. The 0-1 out in front of the changeup for strike 2. Osmond, a highly touted prospect. Perfect Game is a notorious website that really goes with prospects as the pitch is high 1 and 2 and really follows players. And this gentleman right here, Bryce Osmond, coming out of high school, a 10 out of 10 prospect, which is a perfect score for Perfect Game. Count is 2-2. Again, he was picked, I believe, in the 35th round of this year's MLB draft. But again, he said that he wanted to go to college, therefore no one took him with a higher pick. 2-2. A swung on foul back. We'll go again to 2-2. But again, I have absolutely no shade of doubt in my mind if his course of action and his progression, if it continues on the path that it is, would not be surprised to see this gentleman in the majors within the next decade. Pitch is fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
With the home run that we saw by him tonight, I wouldn't be surprised.
And again, he's coming fresh out of high school. He hasn't really developed the power necessarily.
Still more to come.
That one, speaking of, still more to come. That one, a hot shot single passes counterpart at short McNeil. And that's the second hit of the ball game for Bryce. And now in the past 2 games, he has hit a triple homer and now a single.
Just one away from the cycle.
Within 2 games, mind you. So that's like going to a laundromat, putting the load in the washer, but it only goes halfway. And then you come back. That's a single to left there for Osmonds. And here comes the catcher, Andrew Fernandez. A single to left his last time up. As this one's a hot shot deep to left. But Setsa, he's going to charge going further back, going to go over his head near the base of the wall. They are going to round the runner. And here comes Osmond to throw at the plate. Not in time to throw over to third, however, as well in time. That'll be an RBI double. Bit of a joking manner there from Fernandez, who tried to standing slide underneath the tag. That'll go 7-6-2-5 after the RBI double by Andrew Fernandez. It is 6-0 Suns.
How about that read by Bryce Osmond? We saw that Jacob Sessa made a couple of steps in, but the ball was way over his head. So we got the early jump and made it home.
First pitch to the left fielder, number 7, Jack Cooney. Struck out swinging on 3 pitches. Next pitch misses. Now it's 1-1. And I do believe that would have been a closer play at the plate if the shortstop McNeil did not really figure out where to throw. The pitch well outside, 2-1. If he threw immediately home, it would have been a close play at the plate, but he hesitated, resulting in the run scoring there.
He's got the frame.
Pitch runs in and called for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's got the frame, the motor. He's got the frame to develop power as he gets a little older and a little more experienced.
And he already has the range of a true shortstop. 2-2 is fouled off. The count is now 2-2. You have guys early on that usually settle in at short and then move over to second base when you go in the minors, then to the majors. A la Dustin Pedroia comes to mind off of that. But I'm not entirely sure that he would be sitting over at second as the pitch clips the outside corner for cold strike 3 for the second out of the inning. Bring up the center fielder, number 36, Caden Trenkle. He flew out to left center. He is 0 for 2, trying not to fly out for the cycle of flyouts toward the outfield. This is the 3rd time through the lineup for the Suns, and the curveball does hit the inner half of the plate, just at the corner, 0-1. Moore settling down with a quicker pace as of late. Nips this one in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-handed hurler for the Worcester Bravehearts is warming up in the pen. Only saw one number, and that was the first number. That was 3. I think it's 38.
38, Ethan Teixeira. That would be right-handed hurler from Millbury, Mass. and AIC.
Change-up or curve. Didn't see the bite of a curve, so we'll call it change. Misses. 2-1. Here's the next pitch. That one fouled back. All right, my glasses are working. It is number 38. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. It is the bottom of the 4th. Suns have a commanding 6-0 lead. Swing and miss there from Trenkle, and he's down on strikes. That's going to end the inning. 1 run comes aboard after 2 hits, one of them being an RBI double by Andrew Fernandez. No errors, nobody left. We head through 4 full to the top of the 5th. Suns in charge, 6-0 over Worcester. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. I was totally guessing on this number, by the way. I saw 3. I'm like, 3.
I was probably guessing. Nicely done.
The ads are not playing in the stream.
What?
The ads are not playing in the stream. They can hear us talk right now.
Mics are muted.
Well, the stream is popping up like our us talking right now. People can hear us talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just got word that we currently have technical difficulties due to the stream. We are going to quickly end the stream. We will be right back with more Pittsfield Suns baseball.